The Unplayable Podcast is proudly presented by Qantas, the official podcast partner and the official airline partner of Cricket Australia. Once again this season, Qantas is proud to be flying Australia's cricketers as they take on the world. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Unplayable Podcast. Australia, they're smashing it at the World Cup in India, and it's only 3.5 weeks until the Ashes series, so plenty to talk about. My name is Josh Schonafinger. Kane Richardson's here as always. Richo, how was your week?
It's been good, yeah. I've been paying attention to all the cricket going on around the world. A lot of white ball, relevant white ball series going on, not just in Australia and India, but also across the ditch with our Ashes foes, you know, getting ready for their trip to Australia. They're just warming up nicely over there with New Zealand. So, paying attention.
Okay, yeah, we might quiz you on that later.
Okay. Yeah.
Weekly winner, we always start with the standout of the week. Do you want to go first?
Do you want me to go first?
Sure. I think there's a pretty obvious one.
Yeah. All right. I'll go first. I'm not going to pick the obvious one.
Okay.
I'm going to go in off the back of what I just said over in New Zealand. I don't know if you saw the one day between New Zealand and England the other day, but Zach Folkes.
Okay, yeah.
With the new ball. There's some wounds possibly to be opened up there with I said last week that I'm hearing that the pitchers they want some green wickets in Australia. Yeah, you did say that.
That's caused a few waves in cricket circles as well.
Look what happened. That ball was doing a lot. So for anyone who didn't see, he took 4 for 40.
And so who is Zach Folkes, just for a bit of context?
Well, he's a 23-year-old. He's played a handful of, I think he's played all formats for New Zealand, but he's young. Fast bowler. Brings it back into the right-hander. So a little bit unusual, bit of an unusual action. He played in the T20 Series a few weeks back against Australia, but 4 for 40, and it was the dismissals of Joe Root and Jacob Bethel that caught my attention.
Okay.
Because he got it to zip back into Root, top of the stumps basically, and not many blokes can do that to Joe Root. If there is a weakness, good luck. And then the Bethel one from around the wicket, right armour, angling in, took off stump out of the ground.
Oh, that's a good sign.
And it was moving around everywhere. Him and Matt Henry, they were 4 for 10 England batting first. So I think the Aussie quicks would have I reckon they'd be taking notice of that. And we've seen how good Hazlewood, especially Hazlewood's looked in that one-day series against India. So I think they'd be licking their lips a little bit on those dismissals.
Matt Henry, he's having quite a season as well, isn't he? He's right up there.
I would say is he one of the most underrated all-format bowlers going around in international cricket? Yep. No one ever mentions him, but he just, no matter the format, will get the job done. T20, same. He leads their attack. Southey and Bolt have moved on. He's just taken it on. I would dare say that he is one of the more skillful and underrated bowlers going around.
Okay. And in that match, Harry Brook, after that early collapse, got 100.
Yep.
Good sign for the English.
Do we want to talk about that though?
Well, I mean, it's worth mentioning, isn't it?
Nah, he looked really good, especially under pressure to come out and play the way he did. And he is going to be a danger man in that middle order. And that's why you said he was probably the one that Aussie crowds are going to target, aren't they? Who's the villain that people are going to dislike? But the way he plays, I think people are going to appreciate because he fights fire with fire. So to be 4 for 10, make 100, they ended up losing the game, but he made a game of it and he looked in really good touch. So, it was good to watch. I think they play again today. So whenever this podcast comes out, you'll know the result. But I dare say it'd be worth tuning into.
That's the best case scenario, isn't it? A century and a losing cause like that.
No better feeling. You just look around the change room at the end of the game like, what are you? Wasn't that hard? Not that I ever know that feeling.
I'm going to go with Alana King for my
enough.
weekly winner. I think pretty obvious. 7 for 18 of 7 overs against South Africa. They were 2 for 2 when she came into the attack in the 12th over. By the 24th over, they were all out, South Africa. She just absolutely ran through them. The best figures for Australia at the Women's World Cup and the first 7 for, in fact, at the Women's World Cup. So great work by Alana King. Really a leggy who at the start of her career was capable of bowling, a wonder ball, and we all took notice. But now a genuine match winner, and it wasn't that long ago where there were other spinners picked ahead of her in this Aussie side. Can't see that happening for a while now.
Nah, that was an incredible performance. Goes down in folklore World Cup. A World Cup 7th is pretty rare.
Yeah.
The greats have them, but like you said, just to turn the game that quick, to go for 18 runs and take 7 wickets, it's like junior cricket when you have a good morning on hard wicket. But incredible. She'd be full of confidence, and all the Aussie girls, I assume, are feeling great about their games going into the must-win, the big game on the calendar, which is
definitely
we're all going to tune into and look forward to. But yeah, I mean, they've done everything right to this stage. Big players are performing well. Everyone's in form. Annabelle Sutherland's leading the wickets.
Killing it.
Louis Cameron's big pre-tournament call that she's going to be player of the World Cup. So she gets a few runs in the semi and the final. She probably has that stitched up. So, girls are flying.
I just want to read out a few more stats here. Only Elise Perry and the current coach Shelley Nitschke have 7-fers for Australia in women's ODIs, so she joins that elite group. And only Glenn McGrath, who took 7 for 15 at the 2003 World Cup, has better figures in the format for all Australians, men or women. So do you know what the best ODI figures of all time in women's cricket is? This is a real niche question.
No.
Sajida Shah from Pakistan took 7 for 4 from 8 overs against Japan in 2003.
In 2003?
Yeah, that's going to take some beating.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. You got to get an 8 for. You're not getting 7 for 3, are you? That's in 2003.
Yeah, the Japanese.
They were in good form back then, the Japanese too, in the early 2000s.
That's sort of their golden generation, wasn't it?
It was. So she must have bowled well.
Good luck to the Aussies who take on India in Navi Mumbai tonight, Thursday. They've obviously come off the back of beating South Africa convincingly. It's England and South Africa in that other semi-final. And the other one who is worth taking note of is Alyssa Healy, of course. You said last week that she's going to play in the semi-final because that's just how she's wired.
Yep.
She did train today, and so it's looking good. But I think even if she's not quite 100%, you got to pick the captain, don't you?
Well, she'll pick herself, won't she? And I think, again, with the role she plays, top of the order and keeping, I dare say there'd be a way she'd be able to get through and play somewhere near her best without being physically 100%. So I'd be very surprised if she doesn't play.
We saw in the Ashes test that she didn't keep. She gave the gloves to Beth Mooney. You reckon that's an option here?
I'm not sure what would be harder, whether keeping or running. Well, not running around, but hiding in the field. I'm
in an ODI. Yeah,
in an ODI. It's 50 overs at 45 or short third man you're still probably going to have to run at some point. You can't completely hide. So I've never kept, so I actually don't know how hard it would be on a calf. But I imagine it's probably not easy.
No, it wouldn't be.
I'm sure she'll know what to do. And like I said, I'm sure she'll be there and she'll be able to her best with her skill, but whether or not she's 100% physically, I'm not sure it'll matter.
Laura Jolly from cricket.com.au is, of course, over there at the World Cup, and she caught up with one of the stars of the Aussie side a little bit earlier.
Hello, Darcie. Welcome to the Unplayable Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Are you pumped for the big semi-final tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. Just being involved in any sort of finals is always good fun. There's always that extra bit of competitiveness and I guess, intensity. So, yeah, really looking forward to it.
So we've been over here for 7 weeks today. Loads of plane flights, games going on. What have the preparations been like for the team in the last couple of days since getting to Mumbai?
I think we had a day off. And then, yesterday was a bit of a bigger training, and then today's sort of an optional, a bit easier to head into the game tomorrow. But, prep's sort of just getting what you need at this time of a tournament. Like you said, we've been in for 7 weeks, so it's a long time to be on the road. So it's sort of, getting what you need and then making sure you're ready mentally, I think.
Yeah, and lots of meetings and different things going on?
A few meetings. Yeah, we had a bunch of our team meetings yesterday, and our bowling group go into quite some depth now, which is really, really cool. So we've got a bit more to go into today, actually, later on.
Nice one. And how's the vibe in the team? Is everyone feeling confident going into the semis?
Yeah, I think so. We all know it's going to be a huge challenge playing India in India, especially at DY. We've had a little bit of experience here. The crowd's really loud, so I think everyone's quite excited to get into the challenge and get into the contest. But yeah, it's going to be a huge, game, and we know it's not going to come easy.
And saw Alyssa Healy training yesterday, which is very exciting. I think she's someone who's probably got max aura points in the team. How much does it give the group a lift when you've got Midge leading you out onto the field or when she's opening the batting?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially with the flyers she gets us off to, it's immediately you know that she's on, and sort of leads by example in that sense. She gets pretty fiery and she's a very competitive person. So she leads us in that sort of aspect to get into the fight. So having her up there and leading with the gloves as well is really great for our team.
And I think Annabelle Sutherland's due to play her 100th game for Australia tomorrow. Wow. This tournament's been dominated by the spinners except for Belzy. What have you made of her performances?
Yeah, it's, to be honest, it's no surprise. She's I think she's probably, well, if not the best player, one of the best players in the world right now, and she will be for a long time of her career. She works so hard, batting and bowling and just the tactical side of things. She helps me out a lot trying to understand a few things. It's really cool to see. She's just so consistent. And if she doesn't back it up with the ball, which mostly she does, she backs it up with the bat and vice versa. So, we're so glad to have her in our team.
Is it good to see someone repping the pace bowlers?
Yeah, definitely. Especially with, I guess with my performance against New Zealand, getting tapped a bit, it was sort of, you'd think that pace on behind the ball is a lot easier to hit over here, which it is to a fair extent unless you nail your lengths and lines, which Belzy does every day, basically. So, it's awesome to see her. But also having Kimmy and Shooter as well. I think Kimmy's been really consistent, just a little bit unlucky at times. But, we've got a great pace bowling outfit, but unfortunately sometimes conditions don't suit.
Yeah, and it is a bit like that over here. And we saw Alana King just turning it on the other day. Do you ever have to face her in the nets? Like, what's it like?
No, I get pushed over to the net bowlers most of the time. I don't ever face. Every now and then, I think I faced her maybe once this year, and I've got no chance hitting her. So that's probably why I don't face her at all. It's too easy for her to pick up a wicket, but she's absolutely nailing it this tournament, and it's really awesome to see. She's a great vibe or energy sort of lifter within our team. It's really, really cool to have her, and especially when she's taking wickets, the energy is going to go to another level.
And I feel like every game this tournament, something wild has happened. The team's been put in difficult positions and found a way out. What is it about this group that helps you all find a way?
I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like we consistently sort of do that in ways like, if something doesn't go our way, someone will, I guess, pick up the slack and turn it on. And I think it's to do with the depth we've got. If it's not your day, it will be someone else's. We've all got such different skills, but also skills that can win a game for us. Basically, every single player in this squad can do that, which we're really lucky.
And just a bit of chat about life on tour. Have you enjoyed seeing a bit more of India and Sri Lanka this time around?
Yeah, I've absolutely loved it. I've only really been to Mumbai. That's it. On the trips we've done to India, so to go to I don't know how many places we've been to now, it's been really awesome to see the different sort of cultures in different spots. I loved Colombo. Definitely, love to go back for a bit more of a holiday there. But it's been awesome to actually see different parts of India and how they sort of live their lives. It's really awesome.
Yeah, any highlights, the stuff you've seen in Colombo or anywhere else?
I'm surprised. Well, I quite liked Chandigarh. It was really chill up there. Lots of squirrels. I didn't know there were so many squirrels here. And then Colombo was really cool with the beaches. And I think a few of the girls in Vizag saw heaps of waterfalls and stuff, which I probably never thought that were really here in India because I've only been in the cities. I think it's just been a really cool time to see little bits and bobs. Bangalore was really good, the 3 days we had off there. To actually enjoy India rather than also just the cricket and city side of things.
And I know you're part of the social club committee here. What does that involve?
We've just sort of, with such a long time on the road, you sort of miss a bit of family, friends, events that are on at home and you miss them. So, we've sort of, group of us have got together to sort of have some ideas pre-World Cup just in case we needed them. So we've used a few of them. We had the trivia night the other night, obviously. We had a great host in Sophie Molyneux. So yeah, it was just sort of trying to work out how you can make things like home while not being at home, sort of thing. It's tricky we're travelling a lot, so we can't bring a whole heap. I think Sophie Molyneux also brought a paddle or pickleball setup. That was used in where were we? Is that indoor? Maybe in the indoor team room, because that was a bit of a bigger space. So a few of the girls were playing that, and yeah, just organising some stuff. And it's not just us; it's other girls as well that find things and send it in the wellness group chat we've got. If anyone wants to do something outside of cricket and get their mind off being in a hotel all the time.
We did enjoy seeing you dressed up as Presto for trivia night. Sophie as Shelley Nitschke and Wolfie as Marshy. Tell us more about that night and dressing up as coaches.
I don't know. We were, us three were just talking about what we could do, sort of make it a bit fun. And then we decided we should dress up as the coaches for some reason. We first were trying to steal their washing so they wouldn't know we were dressing up as them, but we got out of the bus at the same time and in the lift, so it didn't work out that way. And then we just messaged them all privately and got their clothes. We just tried to stay in character, did an intro song, those two had their drink of choice. I had Presto's guitar. I tried to learn his From Little Things, Big Things Grow song by Paul Kelly that he often sings on the guitar, but he's a left-handed guitarist, so I had to sort of learn it upside down, but then I got too nervous because I've never played really guitar before, so I did learn it, but it was very slow and quite shit, to be honest. So it was good fun.
I thought it was quite good, to be honest. And what else do you get up to on your downtime on tour? Are you a reader? Do you tend to listen to podcasts? I
don't know. I hang out. Look, a few of us actually in the mornings. We have a coffee, and Georgia Wareham does the Herald Sun quiz. So we sit in there and do the quiz, and that probably is like an hour of our time. And then we go down to Brekkie. And then that sort of passes the morning off, and then if we've got meetings, we go straight into that and then go to bed, basically. I don't know, the other night we watched Pitch Perfect 1 and 2 in one sitting, which was good fun. But apart from that, I call home a lot. I've been putting off some study. Georgia Wareham's got a PlayStation here, so I occasionally go in there and she whoops my ass in the MLB one, which I've just started to learn how to play. Just stuff like that to sort of, just do stuff that's not just sitting and doom scrolling on your phone, basically.
I did hear Presto's been giving the movie reviews in the
he's a real rom-com guy. Surprisingly, if you saw him, you wouldn't think that he would be, but I guess if you knew him, I mean, he's a big softie at heart. He absolutely loves the rom-coms and puts in his random on whatever's on the TV, but I still can't even work out how to turn the TV on here. But that's good fun to read.
Absolutely. And just finally, playing India in a semi-final tomorrow night, it probably doesn't get any bigger. What are you expecting from them and from the crowd?
I think they'll have I think no matter sort of what the scenario is, I think they'll always have that that extra intensity and energy because they've got such a big crowd behind them. I think what does the stadium hold, like 50,000? It'll probably be like 50,000 to 15 or 25 people, however many we've got here. So we're expecting a huge contest, loud. We probably won't be able to hear each other next to each other, so we've got to be really good with our comms. It'll be an awesome challenge, and I think lots of the girls can't wait to get stuck in. You don't get to be in a one-day semi-final in a World Cup very often. I think it's a lot of people's dreams to come play cricket in India against India. To do it in a World Cup semi is awesome.
Cool. Thanks, Darcie, and all the best for tomorrow.
No worries. Thanks, LJ.
Good luck to those Aussies, and hopefully they can bring home another ODI World Cup for Australia. Richo, let's move on to the Ashes series. 3.5 weeks to go. Countdown is getting ever closer, and there has been a bit of movement this week in terms of the players of note. Pat Cummins has been officially ruled out of that first test, but we have heard that he is back bowling. So that's a good sign for the later end of the series.
Yeah, well, no surprise that he's not going to play the first test. But if he is back bowling, it's obviously good signs. He's not going to be attempting to bowl if he's not feeling better. So, yep, good signs there. Dare say I would still think that it's going to be the back end of the series with the amount of work he's going to need conditioning just to get up to scratch. But he also is a physical marvel, so maybe he doesn't need that long. Maybe he'll be cherry ripe to go for the second. But, good to see that he's getting somewhat back into the swing of things.
Scott Boland is pretty much confirmed to take his place, I would say, in that first test. Who is the fourth quick that they're going to take? Because we need a backup just in case something else drastic happens. Who do you reckon they're sort of leaning to for that fourth spot now?
Well, we spoke about it a little bit last week, who the probable depth chart would be, and Michael Nessa and Sean Abbott for me are probably the two. Like we said, Brendan Doggett's been preferred on tours as a depth fast bowling option, but is he back yet still? I think.
Yeah, back in the Sheffield Shield this weekend.
This week. So again, he probably needs a little bit more cricket under his belt. And I know Sean Abbott is missing this Shield game with a split webbing. But I actually was down in New South and saw him bowling the other day, and he looks physical. Well, it's a split webbing, so he's not missing any.
Yep. Okay.
It's not like he won't be able to bowl for 12 days. He can still train. He looks bloody good.
I've heard there's a few stitches in that hand at the minute, though.
Yeah, I think there's a few. But he's with the Aussies. I think he's with the Aussies in the T20. So I'm not sure when the 12 days finishes that he can start playing, or does the international cricket override?
I have no idea.
Can he just get picked in the T20 tonight?
Let me have a look into the rule book and I'll come back to
I wonder if they've put that in the fine print for that Shield, change. But I would say those two most likely for me.
Yeah.
And then Smoky, Xavier Bartlett, the way he bowled in Adelaide.
Okay.
He hasn't played any Shield cricket, but he's been playing. He's fit. You talk about if anyone's playing well in any format, making runs, taking wickets, are they a chance? I don't know if he's had the workload under his belt, but the way he bowled and the way he got guys out, I would dare say that's an option if Australia feels, something different.
Yeah, that little passage of play to Virat Kohli was pretty impressive, wasn't it? Set him up nicely within a couple of balls.
He gets people out in all formats. And again, he's probably not like for Hazelwood, Cummins, obviously not Stark, but he gets people out. He swings the ball. He's skillful. And he's got a big future. So if you feel like people are performing at the international level in a different format and you can go with them, then the same argument goes for Matt Renshaw with the opening position. He's made some runs in the ODIs. So could you then throw his name up and all of a sudden he's playing in the Ashes in a month's time?
Well, I like you adding a couple of Queenslanders to the mix. That's good. Andrew McDonald said he was very comfortable to pick players in the Ashes based off white ball form. It's probably a little bit different for bowlers to batters, would you say?
Just for the physical workload. And again, Xavier hasn't played any Shield cricket, I don't think.
Not this season.
Not this season. Yeah. Obviously has in the past. So, but if they're thinking that, then there would be some work being done behind the scenes to get him ready. So I'm not basing that off anything other than just I thought about it. After he bowled well in Adelaide, he took 3 for 30 off 10. Yep. He's in form. He's getting good players out. He should be around the mark.
Average is about 10 with the ball in ODIs as well at the minute, so he's doing all right.
One of the ODI greats, isn't he, if he keeps this up. So, but again, he's just skillful and he gets people out. So anyone who does that should be worth thinking about.
Yeah, another guy who is sort of on the radar at the minute. Louis and I spoke about him briefly yesterday. Mitch Marsh sort of been hinted to maybe go and play a few Shield games just in case they do want to bring him in. As you said last week, they like the known quantities around this team. He's certainly one of them in the test team just last summer. And so he's gone from potentially sitting in his words, drinking cans on the hill for day one and to being in the equation.
Well, it does. Anyone who's playing well, why wouldn't you want him being around, available? So if something happens game one, you need a middle order batter to come in. If Travis Head cops on the finger and misses a game, Mitch Marsh is ready to go. So he's got this T20 series, but after that, I dare say he gets a couple of weeks where if you can play a Shield game, it makes so much sense to do it and to get yourself back into the swing of things. So we've spoken about the bowling groups, who's going to have the fit bowling groups and the depth with that, but I think you can never have too many guys around the mark ready to go for especially a home Ashes where you can pull guys in at any point and you don't have to fly them halfway across the world. So he's playing as well as he ever has in he's batting as well as he ever has.
Yeah.
He's almost the best version of Mitch Marsh. I'm not sure what bowling output you would get, but if you can get a few overs out of him, and he's just great to have around. So yeah, I think again, it makes so much sense to have those guys that are playing well in white ball cricket, getting their heads around playing in the Ashes.
Yeah, I have a feeling the bowling output would be minimal from Marsh at the minute. But Bo Webster is back bowling, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Cameron Green not bowling so far this round in the Sheffield Shield, but he's playing, so that's also a good sign. And then Usman Khawaja has named his preferred top order. Did you see that?
He went with Renshaw, didn't he? And Marnus.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Very Queensland centric.
But would that be a safe call to go in that way?
No, I don't think it's a safe call. I think, he's going with it's probably a safe call for him because it's what he knows, and he's probably not far off the mark. Marnus is going to be at 3. He's going to be opening. Who's going to be opening with Usman? I don't know. We're no clearer a week on. We talk about this, it feels like every week for the past 8 weeks, and we're still, who is it going to be? We don't know, do we?
No, we don't.
So Renshaw's is good.
I'd love to bring an exclusive to the show and say who it's going to be, but I just don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. But he's probably as well placed as anyone, Renshaw. But again, what's he done with the red ball for, I think he made 100 at the back end of last Shield season.
I think he made one at the start of this season as well.
He did on that real high scoring game
so we're not counting that one.
Well, no, but then his competition made runs that game as well in Weatherald. So, then he made a duck yesterday. So as soon as someone feels like they're they're getting, so I don't know. He's as well placed as anyone.
Oh, it's fun to watch, fun to talk about.
Well, I'm getting sick of talking about it, actually. I would like someone just be like, I'm going to be playing the first Ashes test and the 5th, and you don't have to talk about it anymore.
Hopefully by this time next week, we do have that squad for the first test. Can't be too far away. So fingers crossed we've got some more clarity by this time next week. The T20 series you touched on, the BKT Tyres T20 series, that's underway in Canberra. The Aussies played as we're recording this, so you'll know the result when this podcast comes out. But we'd had a chat to Josh Phillippe ahead of that series, and you can catch that episode in the Unplayable Podcast feed. He's done really well, hasn't he? We speak about him most weeks at the minute as well. So good to see him doing well, and he's probably not far off the mark if something did happen to your Careys or your Inglisses. Now there's probably also that test conversation for him as well.
Yeah, he's, again, the depth chart of keeper bats around the country, and he's just been picked in a ODI team and played well. So, he's kind of had a little career rebirth in since moving to New South Wales, just reminded everyone how good he is. So I have to catch up on that chat because he's one of my favourites, Josh Phillippe. Anything of note that he spoke about that stood out? Or
well, he did speak about playing against Jasprit Bumrah at the IPL 2020.
Yep.
Said that was an experience. You might have to face him in this series.
Yep.
And then he also spoke about that hair transplant that we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. So on his Instagram page, he was quite open and honest about that. He said, a lot of blokes don't like to talk about it, and he was told to shave his head because he was going bald, and he said, well, I don't want to do that. So good luck to him.
Do you reckon that's coincided with his, all of a sudden he's confident again on field, back in form?
Well, we did do the numbers. He's averaging over 60 since the transplant.
Really?
Whereas beforehand it was under 30. So
wow.
The numbers speak for themselves.
Performance enhancing transplants. Maybe we should book in a few, anyone out there that's losing a bit of hair on top and has struggled in the early season, you know where to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hit up Josh for the contact there and get yourself in and get your hair back.
Get your career back.
Get your career back. Maybe that's the slogan. Maybe they can be a sponsor of the show going forward. But it's not a coincidence, I don't think.
It's a good story. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. And again, on Josh, but he's played IPL cricket. It was probably earmarked as a Smith, like a young Smith clone. And anyone who gets compared to greats of Australian cricket, I don't know if that ever sits well with people. So it's good he's kind of found his own way. I don't think people kind of compare them at all anymore, which is good. He's got his own style now, and he's still in his 20s, so he's got so much time left. So, a lot of international cricket to be played.
Ben McDermott has also been brought into this squad as standby for Matt Short, who's had a bit of a finger issue after that attempted catch in that ODI match. He's a bit of a bolter as well. He's been around this squad for a few years ago, but hasn't sort of seen any international cricket for the last couple. But good to see him back around the mark. He's moved back to Tassie as well.
Yeah, he's again had kind of a stop-start international career, and I think there was a 100 in Pakistan years ago that it was kind of like felt like, oh, here he comes. He's going to show you how good he is, because he would be one of those guys that if you ask people that play against him in domestic cricket, he would almost be the one that has so much talent, hits the ball as far and as hard as anyone going around. I think everyone really rates him. But with all the options in the Australian team at the moment, hasn't really been able to find a way to stay in and around the team. So, again, a guy who can take the gloves, so he can be in that conversation. But just when you see him play for the Hurricanes in Big Bash cricket, just knows his game really well, super consistent. And I think one of the wickets in the opposition that you want the most, because I think he's one of those guys who can take, especially a T20, he can take it away from you so quickly. So not great for Matt Short. He's had a bit of a tough, seems to pick up these real random injuries, doesn't he, for someone who bowls off spin and bats. But this is a bit of a freakish one, like trying to take a one-handed catch. So hopefully that heals up quick for him. But yeah, again, good for Ben to get some reward for all the work he's done. And as you said, he moved back to Tassie. He took it upon himself. He basically gave his contract back to Queensland and said, I don't want to be here. I want to be back in Tassie. So safe to say that's paying off if you're getting noticed for national selection. So I'm sure big season ahead for Ben.
Definitely. I think I remember his first few T20s for Australia. He was run out in his first 3 or 4 innings or something. Yeah. So hopefully he's got that running between wickets sorted by now.
Well, I'm not sure that's the strength of his game. I think hitting boundaries is and well, he's a good runner, but I think he takes risks.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys who I think there was certain things that were getting stuck in his head from certain coaches at that stage that he needed to be taking unnecessary risks. So yeah, just take the easy ones and
plenty of gaps out there.
Yeah, and clear the boundary. If you can clear the boundary, don't worry about the quick twos.
Now, Shreyas Iyer took a fantastic catch in that ODI in Sydney, but he's actually ruptured his spleen or got a pretty serious spleen injury. As of the time of recording, he's still in hospital in Sydney. He hasn't followed the team to Canberra or around the country. So we're hoping all the best for Shreyas, because pretty serious stuff. And it was pretty innocuous, really. I mean, it was a great catch, tumbling, and then must have just landed in the wrong spot, and that organ has copped it.
Yeah, it's almost like an AFL injury, isn't it? Like back with the flight.
Yeah.
Contact on the ground. But that's suck being left behind from your team and in hospital. So hopefully he gets the quick recovery and gets out soon. But at least he took the catch. I guess it would make it worse if he fumbled it and spilled it. But
can't remember too many spleen injuries in cricket.
It's rare. That's what I mean. It's more a contact sport injury, isn't it? Even there, it's probably rare.
Yeah. So what is the spleen?
Good question. Can we get a diagram up of the human anatomy and we can?
Yeah, maybe next week.
I'll
make a note. Okay. Power play stats, Australia, they've been very keen to come out all guns blazing. Andrew McDonald said it's been the plan. Travis Head has said it's the plan, and now their strike rate in the power play, it's 169. It's the highest it's ever been. Do you like it? I mean, it's great to watch, and they've got plenty of power up the back, but it does mean that they might lose a few wickets early.
Yeah, it's a high risk reward way to play, but I think the way the modern game's going, you have to try and make the most of those 6 overs. And I guess as Australians, we're probably used to the Big Bash way of things as well, where it's a shorter power play at the start and then you get your surge back.
That always tricks me in the first few games of that tournament.
Yeah, and whatever you want to think about that, that's fine. But I think when you've got a 6 over power play at the start, it is 6 overs is a lot of time. So I do like that. I think that's going to separate them from other teams, and I think a lot of teams are trying to play that way, but I think you have to have the cattle to be able to play that way too. And I think when you look at that Australian team with Marsh, Head, and then whoever's going to follow them in the top order, I think it really aligns with the way those guys want to play too. It kind of gives them freedom to just go out there and smack it. So I like it. There's going to be days where it doesn't go well, and that's fine. But I think at the end of the day, if it works more than it fails, I think they're going to be in a position where they're going to be looking to win most games, and then also I think opposition are going to be really struggling to combat that. So it's all well and good saying it, and then coming up against Bumrah is probably a different proposition, but maybe we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it actually goes against the world's best.
And it makes sense because Australia have fallen short at the past two T20 World Cups in Australia and then the West Indies. And so they've really tried to do something different, which I really like. I do wonder how it will hold up in a, crunch knockout tournament sort of fixture. But again, they're going to play the number one ranked side in the world over the next couple of weeks in India. So that's a great challenge.
Well, I think it comes down to as well that it's not as if they're always going to play that way, no matter the conditions, no matter the scenario that's faced. If they're playing on a really flat wicket in Canberra, why wouldn't you try and play that way? I think that's their blueprint that they want to play. But if they're chasing 120 on a real, turning wicket or a sticky wicket in wherever in the world, I think, yes, they'll want to play that same way, but they're also, most of these guys are experienced enough, have been around long enough that they won't use that blueprint as an excuse just to go out there and try and, hit 100 off 6 overs. I think they're smart enough to be able to bat, and they're good enough and skillful enough to bat to the conditions. So, but I would say, looking down that list on paper, if you get them on a really good wicket, I dare say they're going to be coming pretty hard. Yeah.
It's sort of like, no, I don't want to say it's the Bazball of T20 cricket, but we might need to make up our own sort of name for it.
Yeah, I don't like anything compared to that.
Okay. That's why I didn't want to say it.
All right. Yeah. So no, I don't think we need to do that.
Okay. So new segment here for you, Richo.
Okay.
It's called stat padding.
Nice.
I'm going to give you 2 players in a certain stat, and you got to tell me which is higher or lower if it's a bowling sort of economy rate or strike rate. Does that make sense?
No, but I'll have a go.
So look, and listeners can play along as well as at home. But I'm going to tell you 2 players. So let's start with Shane Warne and Michael Vaughan. Okay. They're the 2 that we're comparing. Who had the higher ODI batting strike rate, Shane Warne or Michael Vaughan?
Can you say what the strike rates are?
Yeah, I can.
Can you tell me what they are?
Would you like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of them is 72 and one of them is 68.
Surely Michael Vaughan struck at 72.
No, Shane Warne.
68. You struck at 68.
That's 1-0 to me.
Okay.
So Shahid Afridi or Shaheen Shah Afridi?
With the bat?
No.
With the ball.
Who's played the most tests? Different stats.
Right.
Yeah, different
who's played
stats.
the most tests?
Shahid or Shaheen?
Shaheen.
Correct. 33 to 27. So I didn't give you the numbers there.
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay. First class catches. Actually, I didn't write these down, but I do know who the winner is. Joe Burns or Joe Root? Who's got the most catches in first
class cricket?
Yeah.
Well, Joe would have played more tests and he's played first class. So but he's also taken more test catches than anyone, hasn't he? Is that?
Yeah, he's up there. Well, no, I'm counting tests in first class.
Yeah,
So.
which it does.
Yeah.
Joe Root.
Correct.
How many? You don't know.
I didn't write that down for some
Am I
reason.
wrong with that? Has he taken more test catches than anyone?
That's right.
Yeah,
I
okay.
believe, yeah.
I was going to say, if
Gone past Strava or
if that's
something.
a stat and you're losing against Joe Burns, then I'm happy to be wrong.
All right, final one. You 2-1 up. Who's got the better T20 economy rate, Jai Richardson or Kane Richardson?
Ooh, T20
economy rate.
T20?
All T20s.
International? T20.
All T20s.
Jai.
Correct.
Yeah.
How did you know that?
Well, I think I've played a bit more. He's a bit better, especially the last few years. Mine's skyrocketed, I reckon, into the 8s. He'd be in the 7s, high 7s.
He's 8 on the dot.
Oh, right.
0-0, and you're 8.18.
Yeah, there you go.
So not too far off.
Yeah.
On the WBBL, that's going to kick off next week when Australia's cricketers are home from the World Cup. They're going to get straight back into it. So tune into the Surge podcast if you're interested in that competition. We'll cover it a little bit, but we're going to leave the experts over there at the Big Bash Pod to take care of that. If you can find that wherever you get your podcasts, the Surge. We love the WBBL. It's always a great competition and always has the best players in the world in it. So that's what makes it so good.
Every country, every international from every country that's available gets picked. But like we said, those girls are going to be flying back with the medals around their necks, aren't they? So straight into it. But yeah, it's a great time of the season when you can, you got the Ashes on, but you can switch on and WBBL's on as well. The game just keeps improving. Who do you think off the mark, off without any prep? Who do you think? Who's your early pick for the season?
The Heat.
Heat?
Yeah.
Just got a feeling.
Well, they've fallen short the last couple of seasons.
They're smarting, they're coming back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. It'll be killing them inside.
All right.
Who are you thinking?
Oh, Sixers, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Just winning pedigree.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Domestic cricket, it's underway. We did touch on the Shield a little bit earlier. Anything else we want to touch on there that's caught your eye this week on the domestic front?
Not really. I think all eyes are on this Shield round, aren't they? With Smith back for New South Wales.
Yeah.
How's he going to go? Marnus is in the opposition team, so I'm sure those two will be annoying each other to no end. But also, again, like we said earlier, who's going to separate themselves from that pack? There's the spots there for the taking, or is it? We don't know. The team hasn't been picked. We don't know what they're thinking, but it'd be nice for someone to really, put the conversation to bed or make it as alive as it has been. So all to watch.
Hopefully the weather plays nice up in Brisbane this week. It's looking like a pretty wet week, so let's hope we can get a little bit of play at least between the old rivals, Queensland and New South Wales.
Yeah, the old state of origin. But to be fair, we've been pretty good with weather, haven't we? I don't think.
Yeah, it's been pretty good up here so far.
Apart from the Perth one day the other day. So, rain's always good for everyone else, just not for the Shield. So I'm sure they'll get some cricket in and, Smithy will use it for a net session and he'll get ready to go for that first Ashes test.
Now, one thing that caught my eye this week was a little bit of a masterclass series that was brought back this week by former Test wicketkeeper Ian Healy. He's done it a few times over the past. I think it started maybe on Australia's tour to India in 2023 when some of the batters were having a bit of trouble with India's high-class spinners. And now Heels has brought it back this week. Talk about the ramp shot. So did you have a look at this video?
I did. You actually sent it to me, didn't you?
I wanted you to see it because Heels is one of the greats. And when he gets that bin out, it's must-watch television.
I do. It reminded me of like the old the cricket show and stuff, how they used to at the lunch break.
Yeah.
For people that are old enough to remember, but they would always do something like this. And just hearing Heels talk of cricket, I don't know, he's not as prevalent as what he used to be in cricket commentary. So it was nice to hear him speaking about the game again. And I did laugh when he was impersonating the Sam Constance one over the slips because I'm not sure Ian Healy ever played a ramp or ever thought about playing a ramp. So, but he obviously had it in the kit bag because the way he
he's a student of the game.
He is. And it looked natural. So, but yes, with the rubbish bin. So I did see that. It was quite funny. But good to see him, still talking about the game and trying to pass on the inside tips. Maybe if it was a Ryan Campbell. I thought Ryan Campbell should have probably been contacted.
That would have been a good one. Yeah.
He was the one when I was a kid that was, you talk about wicketkeeping batters that used to do the ramp. He was the one, wasn't he?
Cambo, absolutely. Current coach of Hampshire over there in the UK.
Is it Hampshire or is it Durham?
Oh, Durham. Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah, but it's close enough to Hampshire, just the other side of the country. But he was the original. He was the OG. Him and Dilshan, weren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Although Dilshan got it named after him. Cambo never got
good. Yeah, he should get pro rata payments from these modern guys who use it and get all these big contracts. But obviously Heels had it in the kit bag because it looked good.
Hopefully we'll see a bit more of that during the Ashes summer. You can check out Healy's work on the SEN socials if that's your sort of thing. Let's finish with the Hey Richo this week. This one comes in from Josh I from Perth via Leeds. This is what he's got.
Hey Richo, I'm just wondering how you're going with your gardening on your new farm, mate. Zorb said you were struggling a fair bit there and you need a bit of a hand. So, just let us know how you're going, mate.
So I need to let Josh know how I'm going?
Let him know. Let the listeners know.
I'll let him know privately, but that's a man who I don't think has ever worn a pair of shoes that aren't crisp white.
Okay.
So I'm not sure he knows anything about gardening at all.
No, walking through dirt.
Exactly. So I'll address it to the wider public that probably don't care, but gardening's going well. Got the veggie gardens established, bit of rain, growing a number of veggies.
Yeah? What do you get in there?
How long you got? Mainly, we got a lot of tomatoes. Tomatoes are a staple, obviously. Potatoes, every type of green leaf that you could think that you can chuck in a salad. We got them going. Green beans. The kids, to be fair, the kids are loving it at the moment. They're actually picking stuff and eating it. So
that's cool.
Rather than going to the shop and buying it, putting it on their plate and saying eat it, they'll just pick it and eat it. So the local caterpillars and slugs, they're also getting well fed, which is good.
Do you want those on your plants?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So, but look, hey, everyone's welcome. Come in, grab some. There's enough for everyone. So
very generous.
It's going well. Getting the fingers dirty, getting the kids involved with the shovels and the
dirt behind the nails.
Dirt behind the nails, and you go in and make a sandwich, and then it's all good for you, isn't it? So, it's going well. It's thanks for the question, Josh. But a guy who probably wouldn't even know how to spell garden, let alone have a green thumb and have been in one. So, definitely a side passion of mine.
How do you know when potatoes are ready? I've always wondered that.
No, it's more just from my research, you just give them the amount of time and then you dig them up. You don't really know. They grow the little leaves out. You can actually eat the leaves.
Can you? Yeah, right.
Of sweet potatoes, for example. So
it's a bit like, cricket. You never know when someone's ready for the next level. You just have to
go for it, don't you?
Go for it.
It's very true. It's very apt with what's going on in the world now. How do we know who to pick? Just put your hand in the soil and just pick someone out.
And hopefully we're not picking spuds.
That's a great way to finish.
All right, thank you, mate. Good episode, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks, Josh.